Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to the first edition of Getting Red here on SE Scoops. I am Steve Fall. On today's episode, we're talking about the good, the bad, the what the heck, and of course, the MVE. That's right, not MVP. No, most valuable entertainer. Anyways, let's start with the good of Monday Night Raw. We have a new United States champion, and Vince McMahon no longer needs Viagra because he has that championship win by Austin Theory, which will make him get excited for Lynn McMahon if she wants another baby. Genetic jackhammer, anybody? Maybe, and maybe. I know a lot of people online were upset saying, well, what about Finn Balor? Finn Balor should have won. Listen, sometimes when your favorite loses, somebody else's favorite wins. Austin Theory had a great outing at WrestleMania against Pat McAfee involving Stone Cold Steve Austin, Vince McMahon. Finn Balor has never been on Vince McMahon's, favorite superstar list. He won the first Universal Championship belt. Congratulations. And then he got hurt. They had to relinquish him. That's not his fault. But I could see why Vince McMahon would look at him and go, well, he's an injury-prone athlete. I could see that. But Austin Theory, as the new United States champion, opens up so many opportunities because now, in my brain, I am just dreaming of Pat McAfee coming from SmackDown to Raw, taking on Theory, and becoming the new United States champion. I can wish, I can dream if I want, right? Maybe that's a little far-fetched. I'm just happy that Austin Theory is now he's a huge champion. Second biggest title on Raw, sort of. Also, Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan did not become the new women's tag team champions, losing to Sasha Banks and Naomi. And I love it so much because it seems that every time they don't know what to do with Rhea Ripley, they put her in a tag team. Here, Ripley, here's another tag team partner. Didn't work with Nikki ASH. Well, it didn't work with Liv Morgan either. They lost the match. Rhea Ripley turns on Liv Morgan. And before this match even started, on Twitter, everyone was tweeting, I hope Rhea Ripley turns heel. I hope she joins up with the purple stable known as Edge and Damian Priest. The Purple People Eaters, I guess, would be their name. Probably not, but maybe. I'll accept that name. I'll accept it. If anyone has any better names, write it in the comments section, because I think right now the Purple People Eaters is what we need in our lives. They're slowly turning into vampires here and there. They teleport, so why not? Who's to say that they didn't eat AJ Styles off camera? Who's to say, right? But if you notice, after Ripley turned on Liv Morgan, they showed Rhea Ripley walking backstage, very angry, looking for a bathroom, and yet in the back, way in the back, you could see a purple hue of light. Does that mean that they are trying to implant these things in our brain that we already believe it's okay for Rhea Ripley to join Edge and Damian Priest? I'm going to go with a yes. Because this reminds me of, you go back to when Bray Wyatt was the Fiend and you had those puppets randomly showing up, but they were way in the back. So you had to have an eagle eye. Oh, what's going on? You had to have an eagle eye to see those puppets. So I think the purple light for Rhea Ripley has been there twice now. Last week it was there, if you noticed, and now this week it's there. So I think, again, they're putting subliminal messages in our brain that allow us to accept that when she does join the Purple People Leaders, we will be okay with it. I'm happy. Also on the good list is AJ Styles being attacked backstage. I love it so much because they show what's been going on between him and Edge and Priest, and Edge got a scathing promo backstage in his weird Ministry of Darkness chair, slowly transforming into The Undertaker. And hey, man, I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. Dad Edge wasn't really doing it for me. Ministry Edge, working out for me. But it seemed that when AJ was in his element backstage in his locker room, I guess getting ready to play video games, teleportation. Doo, doo, doo. Lights go out. Lights come on. There are Edge and Damian Priest. They beat the crap out of him. They injure his good hand inside of like a weird barrel case of the locker room. I don't know. I don't know why the locker room would have like a toy chest there. I have 2 children. Why would you need a toy chest for AJ Styles? Video games. So now they injured his hand. He can no longer play Madden anymore. Man, his stats online are going to be all sorts of screwed up. Those little kids across in China are going to beat him now. He only has one hand. How do you play a video game with one hand? I don't know how you do it. A joystick? Just a joystick? But there you go. Those are my good moments for a Monday Night Raw. Let's talk about the bad moments. It's really one in particular we're going to talk about. And on this show, we don't really like lean into the bad and say how terrible it was. This one was interesting. It was a double wedding between Dana Brooke, Reggie, Tamina, and Tozawa. R-Truth is doing the Justice of the Peace gig here. He's the one who's going to marry both at the same time. This got weird because the crowd didn't like it. They were chanting, what? Not that great. And then it gets stranger because Tamina starts swapping out people. It's not like you can just close your eyes and go, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, get your second about I want to marry that person. But that's what seemed to happen. Suddenly, Tamina wanted to marry Reggie. She wanted to, suddenly, they tease. They teased that Reggie was going to marry Tozawa and Dana Brooke was going to marry Tamina. And I know Twitter had 2 reactions. One was, oh my God, this is amazing. We're going to get our first, just regular positive role models for the gay community. And then it didn't turn out that way. It was just a joke. Just a joke. So some people are, of course, upset, but it is Twitter. Honest to God, Twitter could win the lottery and still be upset and say, oh, I should have won more money, or there's too many taxes involved. All in all, this segment did not hit home for some people. I can see why. But also, it was ridiculous, and it was outrageous, and it was one of those moments you'll be like, I don't know why they did that, but I laughed a little bit. I definitely laughed a little bit, especially because everyone got married. And then while we're kissing, we get everyone starts pinning each other. I'll pin you. You pin me. I pin you. 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 Suddenly, we had like 18 different reigns of 24/7 championship runs in like one span of time at a wedding. So I guess the highlight of this was Sasha Banks was out there for this. I never would have called that when they announced a double wedding that Sasha Banks would be involved. But we got Sasha, Naomi, and Tamina together one more time. Team Bad reuniting. And I just never thought that we'd see Team Bad reunite at a double wedding. But hey, man, I guess we did get some good inside the bad. All in all. Let's move on to another category here on Getting Red. It is, what the heck? This segment with Kevin Owens and Elias's brother Ezekiel and Chad Gable sweating, pouring sweat, buckets coming off his chest while wearing a lovely small, I would call it a schmedium sweater. Yes, a schmedium sweater. And this was a lie detector test to determine if Ezekiel was actually not Elias. This brought me back to the old Vince McMahon, Mr. America. Is Hulk Hogan Mr. America, and is Mr. America Hulk Hogan? That's what brought me back to this, so I was in hysterics enjoying this moment. Though this Raw had a double wedding and a lie detector test, all we needed was like a post down, and you just would have, in a contract signing, and you would have hit all the, all the boxes of, what the heck is this? But yes, lie detector test. Ezekiel did pass, so it's determined that Ezekiel is not actually Elias. We'll see how this plays out, because that was interesting. But Chad Gable, I think Thank you. I love Chad Gable. He is the best damn thing in the world. And I was getting nervous, very nervous, because after this lie detector test, we got Chad Gable versus Ezekiel. Ezekiel passed the test, but he was about to ruin all my love and all of my warmth inside my body for Alpha Academy, because they were my favorite teams right now, most entertaining. Luckily, Otis was nearby and took out Ezekiel. So that made me happy. Thank you. Love them so much. Love them so much. No, that was a what the heck moment indeed. This Raw has some very strange moments. But who is going to get not the MVP? No. Who's going to get the MVE, most valuable entertainer? Who's going to get it? That's right, folks. It is going to Kevin Owens. This man was involved with segments all night long. But the lie detector test, to me, was the highlight of showing off Kevin Owens and his mic skills. This man knows exactly what he's doing. He doesn't have to be in the world title picture to realize that his character can talk all day long and entertain us forever. I think he's borrowing a little bit of Sami Zayn dust. Sami Zayn realized he wasn't going to be world champion, but what could he be? The most entertaining person on SmackDown. Certainly is. Kevin Owens is pulling that off here, and plus he was in the main event of the evening. Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes, and the whole point of the main event was Seth Rollins to pick Cody Rhodes' opponent. He picked Kevin Owens, his old best friend. Remember, these two were fighting over who gets to host a talk show at WrestleMania, which would really be who gets to get their ass kicked by Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania. So I thought their friendship was over. It turns out it's not. They embraced, they hugged. Oh, if I could only be in that triangle hug, it would have been wonderful. But that's why Kevin Owens is the most valuable entertainer, because he was not in just one segment. He was in the main event, and he rekindled his BFFFF for life with Seth Rollins. Now, those are the categories. Obviously, there are other moments on Raw. Veer destroying a jobber. Sonya Deville abusing her power once again, demanding that Bianca Belair pay $1 million for laying her hands on her. Well, it turns out it's only $1. It only costs $1. They continue the storyline with RK Bro and the Usos. The Street Profits kind of being like laid out and kind of pushed to the side, it feels like. Bobby Lashley and Omos continuing their storyline. All in all, I thought Raw was pretty good. A little weird, pretty good. So on this show, we're going to do something together. We put our hand out like this, get a thumb to the side. At the end of the show, I gave it either a thumbs up, thumbs in the middle, or a thumbs down. Okay? We count to 3 together. And 3, and 2, and 1. It didn't go all the way up. It didn't go all the way down. Didn't stay in the middle, but it went up a little bit. That double wedding was questionable, but I will say at least they tried. It was entertaining. Okay? It was entertaining. That lie detector test, I absolutely loved. So that's why we kind of went up a little bit more. I guess we could go up a little bit more. And thank you for watching the first episode of Getting Red right here on SE Scoops. I've been Steve Fall. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Because guess what? Guess what, folks? I am coming back this coming Friday because I'm covering Raw here, and I'm covering SmackDown here. Getting Red and Getting Blue are the new shows right here on SE Scoops. Have a good one. Peace out, and we'll see you next time. Bye.